Hey YouTube bro, what's up? So I want to talk about Southern California and earthquakes. Well, apparently there was just one this morning, not too long ago. Thanks to some people from on Facebook. Well, there was a reports are coming out right now that there was a 4.7 earthquake around major area that was right around there was Westwood. Long story short though, all right. Well, anybody who was born and raised in Southern California has lived there a certain time. They will not raise an eyebrow or get out of bed if anything under 5.0. That's just fact. All right. The only reason why it was like a 4.7, I heard about it. It was, well, apparently, of course, people there with anything major that happens, of course, they're gonna put it on Facebook or social media. Well, when I checked Facebook this morning, or yeah, whenever I took it, not took it, looked at it. Um, a friend of mine who's in California, who has been there before, but wasn't born there, was not raised there. They were freaking out, like, "Oh my God, earthquake! What the hell is this?" Look, I guess you could tell somebody who is from there and someone who's not from there. I mean, I'm not saying that anybody who hasn't been there enough that they haven't felt an earthquake when they do, all of a sudden they're a bunch of pussies. No, it's just you're used to things though. People over there are used to earthquakes though. Some people who go there or who probably just went there, like they're not used to it. And a lot of people, scientists especially, are saying that there is a possibility sometime in the future though, because with California, the tectonic plates, especially around the Pacific Rim, they're saying that it's like they're gonna keep touching it to the point where there's a good chance California is gonna break off away from the continent, the whole continent part though of the U.S. Because the only other two states that aren't really touching that continental part is Alaska and then Hawaii. Yeah, scientists are saying California maybe is probably going to be number three. Who knows? Maybe 20 years, 20, 30 years, where it's going to get to the point where it's going to just break off. It's going to be like an island. So, who knows? Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, though. Would it happen in my lifetime? Yeah, that's the thing, though. I can't tell. I mean, nature's smarter than people think. And if people are trying to predict something, it can happen, but most likely it won't happen exactly the way it will happen. What I believe is going to happen. That's just hard for me to say that because I don't want to predict. Like, well, I think if it does happen, I won't be around anymore. So that means it won't happen for a very, very, very long time. I don't know, maybe 50, 60 more years from now, maybe. No, I just don't see it anytime soon. And yeah, so anybody out there, like, I was gonna say the people in South Carolina, I know, like, you had your little fart earthquake. Yes, I'm gonna say that just because you're not used to it and all that, and just take some I guess advice tips for people who are from California though. Tell them how they deal with earthquakes. Pretty sure some of them will be like, yeah, just fall asleep through it though. It's not that bad. Or people in Japan or in Chile though, like where they had major earthquakes though. Especially Chile, who had, I think it was 1962 or 1963. I mean, my dad was still living over there. He was a teenager, and they had like a 9 point something earthquake. Like it was the strongest earthquake ever recorded. My dad went through that though. And of course, Japan's had quite a couple though, or a few. And of course, I was in the earthquake in 1994, January 1994, January 17th to be exactly. So, 20 years that already passed. I've been through that earthquake, yeah, where it hit. The main part of it was Northridge, but just like it was strong enough. I can't remember what magnitude was it. Like it was pretty. It was pretty strong though, but it just spread out. It was, and yeah, I went through that one when I was 6 years old. Yeah, I've already been through an earthquake though. But of course, aftershocks as well. Yeah, you get those. But anyways, so just me talking about earthquakes and stuff. So for any places where people feel an earthquake that don't happen, just look, isn't it's not going to be the end of the world or anything. I mean, chances are it probably would, it could, but they're very, very slim and doubtful. All right, and anybody that says, "Yeah, I don't go to California because of earthquakes," and all that, you can't guarantee that all. Like just because you don't like going to that state and they're constantly with earthquakes and they're separate, because you never know. I mean, that little fart of an earthquake that happened in South Carolina. Some people also in Georgia felt that. And they're like, "Wait a minute, what? There's not supposed to be any earthquakes here." You never know. I mean, I could feel like that was like northern. Well, it was a little bit more northern part of the metro area of Atlanta, though. I'm still kind of like, I would say, I mean, northeast, but still a little bit more south of that. I didn't feel anything, though. And the area that I'm at, though, it just because I don't feel anything. Hold on, I sneeze. Bless me. Whew. Yeah, the area where I'm at, just because I haven't felt anything, doesn't mean that there's not gonna be an earthquake. Hell no. There could there could be an earthquake though. You never know. I don't know. So just like wherever, I mean, it could be anywhere almost. So because that our planet, like it, I know scientists are always studying all time, constantly of figuring out our planet and its functions and everything that it does. So when they do know what happens and what it does, they can tell people, okay, this is how we are going to prepare and how we will survive and how we could survive any kind of natural disaster, catastrophe that'll ever happen. You know, that's pretty much some people's jobs. So, and some people do a pretty damn good job at it, though. So, keep that up, though. Is there a way to predict another earthquake? Mm, yes and no. Yes, that there will be more. Question is when. That's very hard and tricky though, because how the plates move. It is not going to be as accurate as some people predict when they're going to touch and then just start down, and then shit just yeah. It's very tricky how that happens when we predict that'll happen. When we predict, it's a prediction that a big one may happen, like bigger than the earthquake that happened in Chile back in the early 60s? Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not a scientist, so I have no idea. Okay, so that was my talk on earthquakes. Talk on, people from Southern California. Anything 5.0, they're still gonna go, like, if it happens early hours, they'll still be in bed. They won't even raise out. They'll be like, what was that? Go back. Like, you remember the movie Independence Day, though, where they had the scene where Will Smith and Vivica A. Fox, like, when they start the scene where it's like shaking though, as the one of the ships is coming toward LA. Vivica A. Fox like, go back to bed. It's not even a 4.0. That's how especially couples, where like if it's early hours though, and they're still in bed. That's how they're gonna be when they feel, especially I'm sure how it was this morning because I also read some statuses from people like my sister. She was like, I was like, oh, an earthquake. No wonder it felt kind of a little shaky than before. And my godfather was like, oh, earthquake. Oh, okay. Well, kind of early though to be up for St. Pat's Day. But anyways, I'm up. They didn't see it as a big deal because they've been through it a lot. Then with other people, they're like, oh shit, oh my god, oh shit. You see what I'm saying? Alright, so that was my talk on earthquakes, though, and just remember, when it happens, just be prepared. Can't, well, you can't be prepared for, like a major, because everything is shaking and you don't have control. Just hope that the ceiling, any big chunk of the ceiling, does not fall down on you, though. That's why get under a table or chair or just somehow cover yourself up with something really hard. So that's over your head that when something heavy falls, it could brace that fall. Like it would just hit it and then just slide off or break though. It doesn't come down on you, gives you a concussion or kills you, whatever. Alright? Guys, be safe. I'm out. Later.